Amanda Bynes was found wandering the streets near downtown Los Angeles, naked and alone, and has been placed on a psychiatric hold.
Amanda, say what's up. What's up?
It's been almost 1 year exactly since Amanda's 9-year conservatorship has ended.
This was Amanda Bynes, May 22nd, yesterday. She's out of the mental hospital now. She's living a sad, isolated life without any of her friends after she's been out of the mental hospital.
Amanda Bynes is struggling. After leaving the psych ward, she's found herself isolated. Her friends have been cut off and she's extremely depressed. I'm worried about Amanda Bynes, so let's get into it. You guys know how we feel about conservatorships on this channel, and just over a year ago, Amanda Bynes was freed from her conservatorship that she should have never been in. But since that point, it seems like she's been struggling, and now the headlines read that Amanda Bynes is sad and isolated after being released from a mental health facility, as she's lost interest in her passions while living alone, which is really sad to see because we fought for her freedom, and now that she's free, she's just not doing well. But I do think that the timing of this article is interesting because every time we hear new information about Amanda Bynes, we also get a new photo of her, which I think is a weird coincidence because there should just be like, photos naturally occurring like over time if she's being followed by paparazzi, but this story seems to be planted. Nonetheless, I am happy to see that Amanda Bynes is out and about and she looks like she's doing okay.
This was Amanda Bynes, May 22nd, yesterday. I absolutely applaud Amanda for going to seek help.
You guys may remember that it's only been a little over 2 months since the news first broke about Amanda's psychiatric hospital stint. She was essentially found wandering the streets of downtown LA, partially nude at some points and in some psychosis.
Amanda, say what's up. What's up? We just walking the streets of Hollywood. It's St. Patrick's Day. I saw my girl walking, so I said I had to say what's up.
Now, looking back at this tragedy, I'm trying to figure out what led Amanda Bynes to this point. And it seems like her breakup from her prior fiance, Paul Michael, may have been the root cause. This article was published in April, and Paul Michael claims that he and his fiance Amanda Bynes had broken up just days before her mental breakdown, which led to her being placed on a psychiatric hold. The mental health crisis led to her wandering the streets of LA while apparently in a manic state and occasionally nude.
Amanda Bynes was found wandering the streets near downtown Los Angeles, and alone, and has been placed on a psychiatric hold, according to TMZ. They say she waved a car down and told them she was coming down from a psychotic episode, and then Amanda herself called 911 for help.
Now, there are some discrepancies in what Paul claims happened and what Amanda's friends and sources say happened. Paul said that he was shocked at her disappearance and behavior because up to that point, she seemed stable, focusing on her nail care business and seemingly happy. He thinks something happened to her, and whatever it was happened quickly because when she returned home with the guy, Amanda seemed like a different person. Okay, let's read this over again. Because when she returned home with the guy, Amanda seemed like a different person. Who's the guy? Like this, I found this quote in multiple different articles. He's mentioning this guy that she came back with and she seemed different. A little more than a week later, Amanda was in desperate shape. So it seems like there is someone who Paul knows or at least knows about, and he's kind of putting blame onto this, mystery man. Even though Amanda was the one who stopped a passing car to ask for their phone and to ultimately call for help, she didn't last in this mental health facility for long. She had reportedly worked with the facility staff to determine that she was ready to get back to her regular routine. And we love a speedy recovery, but these headlines don't add up. So she left the facility early because the staff agreed that she's okay and that she can go and resume her regular routine, but now she's out of the psych ward and living in isolation, not doing well. According to sources, Amanda is back living in her own place as she continues to recover. And while I'm glad that Amanda is still participating in recovery, this news is shocking and really disturbing to hear that she is not doing well, and the Daily Mail, out of all people, are the ones to get the scoop.
She's out of the mental hospital now, but this article says that She's living a sad, isolated life without any of her friends after she's been out at the mental hospital.
This article reports prior to her hospitalization, Amanda seemed excited about fashion design after graduating from California's Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in 2019. She was doing great for herself. She also had been attending cosmetology college to learn about doing nails, and she seemed like excited about, getting into the beauty world. But however, her interest in both career paths seemed to have waned since being released from the hospital. But the sources also say that she may regain her passions in the future. So they're saying, oh, she's depressed, she's lost interest in, what made her happy before, which I think back to visiting my doctors, they would ask are you losing passion in what you're doing every day? And that's kind of like a sign of depression. But then that same source, the line right after kind of says the opposite, that she may regain her passions, but for now she's just not feeling herself.
Sources say she loses interest quickly in the things that interested her at one point. The good news is Amanda is really good about attending her outpatient treatments, seeking therapists, and taking her medication.
Like I said earlier, it is good news that she is participating in recovery. We don't really know if Amanda was on drugs or if she's just having an episode, a mental health crisis. Clearly she's not mentally doing well, but is it drug induced or is it, trauma induced? But it does seem like she's seeing a therapist on the regular, which is good. And that's probably when that photo was taken, that recent photo, her going to therapy and, attending those outpatient treatments, because it doesn't seem like she's doing anything else. This article writes, hopefully Amanda will get back to having social connections with friends and family, but those close to her were least optimistic that her ex, Paul, wouldn't re-enter her life. And it seems like everyone who's around Amanda is anti-Paul. I mean, Paul did seem to make her happy at some point, but he may not have been the best influence. I mean, I remember talking about him in videos where he was messaging girls on Instagram and acting a little bit shady. But the family and friends claim that Paul was of no support during her recent mental health crisis and hospitalization, and they feared that he could have a toxic influence on her recovery if he's let back into her inner circle. So is the point of this article to make sure that Paul stays away from Amanda? I'm still trying to get the point. Why were these sources sent to go and talk about her in this way? The Daily Mail reports that last month, her family and friends believe that her split was the catalyst in her breakdown, and that he is not a healthy and safe person for her to be around. And that may be true. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Paul's probably not the best influence. But it's interesting that the family says, oh, their breakup was, the catalyst. That was the cause. But then he has a different story saying that, he's caught off guard. He had no idea why she disappeared. She seemed to be happy. He doesn't even really mention a breakup or who broke up with who. He just brings up this guy when she returned home with the guy. And Amanda seemed like a different person at this point. So what does Paul know? And why is he bringing up this situation that something traumatizing could have happened to her that would have changed her, which sounds really freaky. What is he trying to insinuate? And then the family has a completely different story, pointing at him, saying that he's the main problem. I don't really have an opinion on this, but I do feel like Paul has something there, because it did seem like Amanda was doing well. Actually, she was going to have a in-person appearance scheduled, which would have been huge. She hasn't been seen in person in so long. And it seemed like, her nail business, all that was taking off. So she was doing well. She was going to have this event. She canceled because of illness, and then she went into this mental breakdown. So she was doing well. It's not like her and Paul were headed downhill for a long time. It seemed like he kind of experienced a switch up with whatever happened to Amanda, and she canceled everything and just ended up in the facility.
Timing is definitely interesting because Amanda was supposed to attend 90s Con this weekend in Connecticut, but she canceled due to illness. It's been almost 1 year exactly since Amanda's 9-year conservatorship has ended, and there's no word yet whether her legal team or parents are stepping in. For now, Amanda has been placed on a 5150 psychiatric hold, and thankfully, TMZ has said that she was not hurt. We wish Amanda our very best.
Though this source went on to say that the former pair were codependent on each other, and the latter part of their relationship was toxic, in part due to the fact that they met in rehab. Here's a direct quote. They substituted their addiction to substances for an addiction for each other. So they became so codependent and so invested in each other's lives, which, you know, kind of sounds like a normal fiance to me. That I guess it was toxic towards the end, even though it, like, you know, Amanda seemed like she was doing well, at least publicly. As for now, Amanda is allegedly just staying in touch with family. She has been keeping the communication channels open with her siblings, and she has been reportedly seeing her parents periodically since her release. TMZ reported that Amanda's parents were not considering trying to set up another conservatorship, as she had been doing relatively well prior to her recent mental health crisis. So her parents are even saying there that she was doing well up until that crisis. So then the source is saying, no, they were toxic, they were, you know, falling apart. What's actually happening here? And what is the point of these articles? I mean, each one of these articles, you know, being published, they have some type of narrative they're trying to push, something they're trying to influence us on. And it seems like they're trying to make, you know, Amanda seem like she's not doing well. But at the same time, they're also wishy-washy. So what's really gone on in Amanda's story? I mean, I would love to have her on my podcast to unpack it all. That would be a dream, but you know, that's her story to tell. And whenever she's ready, I'm sure we will hear it. But let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package letter. It looks like it's from Christy, and they're from Florida, which I was looking in the camera. Why am I so orange today, guys? I look so orange. Also, I'm going on a podcast soon called Broke Girl Therapy, which I think I'm going to be talking about like my breakup and everything on there. If you guys have heard of that podcast, please comment below. Oh, this is such a pretty thank you little letter. Okay, so we've got this letter right here. Look at the little like design. Okay, Sloan, I enjoy watching your YouTube channel so much. Thank you for all the effort, time, and research that you put into every video. I thought I would send you a few possible video topics for your channel if you're looking for new content. Yes, Christy. Yes, I need to be inspired. So we've got some video ideas right here. Oh my gosh, I love this. Going into great detail about Lindsay Lohan's traumatic childhood and being a child star. Ooh, actually, I got like a cease and desist for talking about her conservatorship that Lou and Taylor tried to put her in. Video discussing Aaron Carter being groomed by Lou Pearlman. I need to do a Lou Pearlman video. You're right. Video going into Hilary Duff and Disney Star issues that she went through. I have a few videos about Hilary Duff, but I like, if I can make more, I would, because I love Hilary Duff. And the truth about the beginning of Taylor Swift's career after her dad bought $120K, or spent $120K on the record label. Yeah, I've actually thought about this before, but Taylor Swift is so loved that I'm like kind of nervous. But these are like really great ideas, and like Christy, you're gonna see these videos coming out very soon. So thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in a new one soon. Bye, guys.